children, welcome to today's SST class. Today we shall read about the second part of the chapter, Our Changing Earth. We have already completed. There are two forces, endogenic forces, exogenic forces, for which different changes of landform takes place on the surface of the earth. Endogenic forces, volcanoes and earthquake has already completed, and today we shall read about the exogenic forces. There are two types of exogenic forces, weathering and erosion. For these two forces, landscape is being continuously worn away. Then we'll think about the weathering and erosion. What do you mean by weathering? Weathering means breaking up of the rocks. Breaking up of the rocks. As you know that the rocks on the surface of the earth always exposed to the different climate and different climatic condition makes some changes on the surface of the rocks, and initially scar marks takes place, then cracks occur, then it breaks into two pieces, then four pieces, and gradually it breaks into several pieces and it gradually becomes in powder form, and this is known as weathering. And erosion means the wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. And erosional, its work is transportation work, transportational and depositional activities. Listen, due to weathering and erosion, the different changes takes place on the landforms. Rocks breaks into pieces, then due to erosion, it moves from one place to another place and different types of landform is created. All these things are made naturally, and the erosion takes place by the natural agent, river or the running water, then wind, then ice. These are the natural agents of the erosion. And now we will read about the activities of the river or the running water. Work of river, it is given in your book, work of river. It is an agent of erosion. Running water in the river erodes the landscape. It creates different types of landforms. It creates waterfall. Number one, waterfall. When that river flows from a high place and falls on a surface of a rock, that is known as waterfall. Okay, it falls from a higher places and collects on to the surface of a rock, that is known as waterfall. Next comes meander. I'll show you the picture. Meander, large bends formed by the twisting and turning of a river while entering a plain are known as meanders. First you see that at the top in the mountain, when river comes from a higher place and drops on a lower place on the surface of the rock, that is known as waterfall. And when meander enters into the plain, large bends formed. Why? Because the speed of the river slows down and it faces many types of different types of landforms, sometimes high place, sometimes low place. and due to this river turns. Large bends form due to this twisting and turning of a river while entering a plain. Suppose you see, river comes from the mountain and it enters into plain. And here it faces different types of highland, lowland, and it cannot climb. Then it turns and twists. The river, instead of moving straight, it turns and twists. These are the things known as meander. These are the things known as meander. You look at the picture given here. And from this meander you will find that again river brings sediments, debris with it, and it is also deposited. And while depositing this debris, sometimes you will find that some places are very high and river cannot reach. And due to this, river sometimes moves straight and this area cuts up like in this place, in this shape, which is known as Oxbow Lake. A cut of lake formed near a flat valleyed river when one of its meander cuts up. That is known as Oxbow Lake. Means meander, this is the river forms the meander, and when this meander, again this part cuts up, suppose this area cuts up from the river and it creates one lake type thing, that is known as Oxbow Lake. Next comes flood plains. You know that sometimes due to heavy rain, flood takes place in the river. The water edge overflow the banks of the river and the water spreads everywhere, and with this water debris and sediments also spreads, and afterward when water resets, the debris and sediments are deposited and creates flood plains. They are areas where fine soil and other material get deposited during flood times. This is known as this this area is very fertile also. This is known as flood plains. The raised embankment of river, one side is very high. This raised embankment of river is known as limbs. These are the different types of landforms created by the running water. Again, two things are there. As the river enters into plain and it moves and approaches the sea, the speed of the flowing water decreases and the river begins to break up into a number of streams. Just you see distributaries. I'll show you the picture also. River is coming and these are distributaries, okay, and it is a triangular area. Next comes delta. It is a triangular area of land where a river has split into many smaller rivers before entering the sea. Before entering the sea, river also forms a triangular area of land where a river has, after this river has split into many smaller rivers and enters into the sea. That is known as delta. So these are the things we came to know about the work of the river, the agent of erosion. River makes these changes or forms these type of landforms. Okay. Now come to the second agent, that is sea waves. Work of sea waves. The erosion and deposition of the sea waves gives rise to coastal landforms. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks, and on these rocks crack develops, and over time they become larger and wider, thus hollow like caves are formed, which is known as sea caves. Hollow-like caves are formed on the rock, that is known as sea caves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, then the time comes only the roof of the caves remain, and which is known as these cavities become bigger and wider, then only the roof of the caves remain, thus forming sea arcs. Next, further erosion breaks in the roof and only walls are left. These wall-like features are called stucks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above seawater is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores forming beaches. So these 4-5 landforms takes place due to the activities of the sea waves. Then comes work of ice. Ice also, you know that it moves, that glacier. Have you heard the word glacier? It is a thing which is made up of ice. It is river of ice. It is also flowing. It flows and it too erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones. Okay, and these glaciers carve out deep hollows. When these glaciers move from means upper part of the mountain to the lower part, it carve out deep hollows. And as the ice melts, these hollows get filled with the water and become beautiful lakes in the mountain. And the material carried by the glacier, such as rocks, big and small, sand and silt, gets deposited, which is known as glacial moraines. Okay. Next comes the work of the wind. You know that it is also one active agent of erosion and which is very much active in the desert area. And you have heard the word mushroom rocks. In desert area, what happened? That mushroom shaped rocks are found. Winds erode the lower sections of the rocks more than the upper part, and therefore such rocks have narrower base and wider top. That is known as mushroom rocks. And when the wind blows, it lifts and transports sand from one place to another. And when it stops blowing, the speed slows down, and that time the sand falls and gets deposited there and makes a hill-like structure, that is known as sand dunes. And sand dunes also very temporary, because today here is one sand dune, next day you will find that sand dune is vanished and somewhere else this sand dune is there. And when the grains of sand are very fine and light, the wind can carry it over very long distances. And when such sand is deposited in large area, it is known as loess. Large deposit of loess is found in China. So these are the agents of erosion who makes different types of landforms on the surface. With this chapter is over. With this I conclude my class. Thank you.